You might be wearing a small fortune on your finger right now and have absolutely no idea. Somewhere on your hand, in a jewelry box, or at the bottom of a drawer, there's a wedding ring or wedding ring set that looks like nothing in particular. A band worn thin from decades of wear. A simple design that nobody would look twice at. A ring that's been passed down through generations or that you inherited from a relative. Pieces that most people would assume are worthless sentimentality. And some of them are worth hundreds, thousands, or in the rarest cases, tens of thousands of pounds. The difference between someone who knows and someone who doesn't is what this video is entirely about. Starting with number 10. Number 10. Victorian Posy Ring with engraved message. A simple band of gold or silver with a faded engraved message on the inside looks like a worn-out old ring that's lost its shine. The engraving is sometimes difficult to read from age. The metal is thin from decades of wear, which is exactly why these rings get left in boxes and rarely examined. What the uninformed eye misses is that a Victorian ring with an original posy or engraved message is a documented piece of personal history. The inscription, even if faded, adds significant value to collectors of Victorian jewelry and those interested in social history. A solid gold or silver Victorian ring with a legible engraved message and clear hallmarks can sell for $400 to $2,500 at auction, depending on the quality of the engraving and the completeness of the message. The worn appearance is irrelevant to the value. The historical documentation is everything. Number 9. Edwardian platinum wedding rings with diamond or pearl accents. A pale, delicate ring with tiny diamond or pearl accents in a platinum setting looks fragile and impossibly fine. The platinum is often so pale, it's almost invisible. The setting is intricate and detailed, which is why these rings get stored away carefully and rarely worn, considered too precious and too delicate for daily use. What most people don't realize is that Edwardian platinum is among the most technically demanding jewelry ever produced. The skill required to set tiny stones in such fine platinum work is irreplaceable. A well-executed Edwardian platinum wedding ring with original stones and maker's marks in good condition can sell for $800 to $8,000 at auction, depending on the quality of the craftsmanship and the size of any diamond or pearl accents. The delicacy that makes it seem too fragile to wear is the exact quality that makes it valuable. Number 8. Art Deco matching wedding ring sets with geometric design. A set of 2 rings with geometric patterns, clean lines, and precise proportions from the 1920s or 1930s looks dated in a way that seems purely negative until you understand Art Deco is now among the most actively collected design movements of the 20th century. The patterns are often angular and mathematical rather than organic. The metal is often white gold or platinum, which can look dull compared to yellow gold, which is why these ring sets get left unworn and stored away. What most people don't realize is that Art Deco wedding ring sets with documented maker's marks and in good condition are specifically collected as design history. A matching pair of Art Deco wedding rings in solid gold or platinum with clear hallmarks and maker's marks in excellent condition can sell for $100 or $200 to $6,000 at auction, depending on the intricacy of the design. The geometric quality that makes them look dated is the exact detail that makes them historically significant. Number 7. 1940s wedding ring sets in gold with wartime metalwork. Wedding rings from World War II often show evidence of careful metalwork and design adjustments made because certain materials were rationed. The rings might be thinner than typical, show signs of repair or alteration. The settings might be simplified versions of pre-war designs, which is why these rings sometimes look like they've been through hardship, worn thin and altered. That appearance is exactly what makes them historically significant. A 1940s wedding ring set with documentation of the period, evidence of wartime craftsmanship, and clear hallmarks can sell for $500 to $3,500 depending on the quality of the metalwork. The signs of wear and alteration are not flaws. They're proof of authenticity and historical significance. Before we continue, if this is already making you think about a specific wedding ring on your hand or in your possession, subscribe now. The next video covers exactly how to check hallmarks on wedding rings without removing them and how to get them valued properly without being misled. That information could be worth hundreds to you. Number 6. Signet-style wedding rings with family crests or initials. A thick, heavy wedding ring engraved with initials or featuring a family crest looks like something functional rather than precious. The engraving is sometimes worn faint from age. The weight is substantial, but the design is masculine and utilitarian, which is why these rings sometimes get relegated to back drawers, considered too formal for casual wear. What most people don't realize is that a wedding ring with identifiable family crest or initials that can be traced to a documented family is transformed from anonymous jewelry to a piece with genealogical significance. A solid gold or platinum wedding ring with a traceable family crest, clear hallmarks, and good condition can sell for $600 to $4,000, depending on the historical significance of the family and the quality of the engraving. The utilitarian appearance is irrelevant. The genealogical documentation is what drives the collector interest. Number 5. Rolled gold and gold-filled wedding ring sets from the 1950s and 1960s. Rolled gold is mechanically bonded gold, not plating. It's significantly more durable than electroplated gold. A wedding ring in rolled gold from the 1950s or 1960s looks like it should have worn through decades ago, but often hasn't because rolled gold is thicker and more durable than plating. These rings sometimes look dull and outdated, which is why they get left in boxes. What most people don't realize is that rolled gold wedding rings with maker's marks and in good condition have held up remarkably well compared to the base metal that would have shown through if it were plated. A rolled gold wedding ring set from this era with clear maker's marks and in excellent condition can sell for $200 to $1,000, depending on the maker and any decorative detail. The dull appearance reflects durability, not degradation. Number 4. Moonstone and labradorite wedding rings with iridescent finish. A wedding ring featuring a milky moonstone or iridescent labradorite looks unusual, slightly worn by contemporary standards. The iridescence catches light unpredictably, which makes the stone hard to photograph and hard to assess. The setting is often delicate and detailed, which is why these rings sometimes get stored away, considered too unconventional for regular wear. What most people don't realize is that moonstone and labradorite wedding rings, particularly from arts and crafts periods or from recognized jewelers, are specifically collected. A moonstone or labradorite wedding ring with a quality specimen of the stone, silver or gold setting, and maker's marks can sell for $400 to $2,500, depending on the size and quality of the stone and the craftsmanship of the setting. The subtle, shifting light play is the exact quality that makes these rings valuable. Number 3. Cabochon gemstone wedding rings in semi-precious stone. A wedding ring with a large cabochon stone, garnet, amethyst, or other semi-precious gemstone in a smooth, domed cut looks heavy and outdated. The stone is often quite large by contemporary standards. The setting is often simple and functional, which is why these rings sometimes end up unworn and forgotten. What most people don't realize is that cabochon-cut gemstone rings, particularly in solid precious metal settings with documented makers, are collected as vintage design. A wedding ring with a quality semi-precious cabochon stone in a hallmarked gold or silver setting can sell for $300 to $1,800, depending on the size and quality of the stone. The heavy, simple aesthetic that makes it seem dated is the exact quality that makes it valuable as design history. Number 2. Dual metal wedding ring sets with gold and platinum or gold and silver combinations. A wedding ring set where one ring is yellow gold and one is white metal, platinum or white gold, creates a visual contrast that looks deliberately designed. These sets were popular in specific eras and represent intentional design choices. They look distinctive and sometimes striking, which is why people either love them or find them jarring. A dual metal wedding ring set with both rings hallmarked and in good condition can sell for $800 to $5,000, depending on the metals used and any decorative detail. If one ring is platinum and one is gold, the value climbs because platinum commands higher prices than gold. The contrast is not a flaw, it's a documented design decision. Number 1. Any wedding ring with clear hallmarks, maker's marks, and documented age or provenance. This is the ultimate driver of value. A wedding ring that can be proven to be from a specific period, made by a documented jeweler or from a specific collection, particularly if it has original documentation or family provenance, commands significant premiums over undocumented rings of equivalent material and weight. A ring with maker's marks from a known jeweler, hallmarks showing clearly dated metal content, and any additional documentation of family history or origin can sell for 2 to 3 times the price of an equivalent undocumented ring. The documentation transforms it from anonymous old jewelry to a historically significant piece with verified authenticity. But here's the one thing that connects all of these. Across all periods and all styles, the single most reliable indicator that an old wedding ring is worth investigating is unexpected weight combined with clear hallmarks on the inside of the band. Wedding rings were always made in precious metals because they're worn constantly and needed to withstand daily wear. That means the material quality is often better than contemporary rings appear. If you pick something up from your hand or a jewelry box and think that's heavier than I expected, or you turn it over and see clear hallmarks and a maker's mark, that's not a minor observation. That's the beginning of a conversation with a qualified valuer. Trust that feeling. The jewelry industry makes its money on the pieces that look impressive. The collector market makes its money on the pieces that look worn and dated. Every expert valuer in this country has a story about something extraordinary that arrived for assessment. A wedding ring that looked like nothing in particular until someone checked the hallmarks and recognized the maker or the historical period. The difference between that ring ending up at auction for thousands and ending up melted down for scrap is one person's willingness to look closer. Be that person. Tell me in the comments if you wear a wedding ring you've never investigated for hallmarks or maker's mark. And if you find clear hallmarks and a maker's mark on your ring, tell me what it says. I want to know what valuable wedding rings are still being worn or stored without being recognized for what they actually are. And if this video made you look at your wedding ring differently, share it with someone who's considering selling inherited jewelry or who's curious about what they own. That share might be the difference between something valuable being recognized and something precious ending up in a scrap heap.